Welcome, my dear students. Today we are going to start with a new poem of English, poem number 9, The Trianti Wanti Gongolo. Now, students, let us read this poem. There's a very funny insect that you do not often spy, and it isn't quite a spider, and it isn't quite a fly. It is something like a beetle and a little like a bee, but nothing like a woolly grub that climbs upon a tree. Its name is quite a hard one, but you all learn it soon, I hope. So try, try anti-wanty, try anti-wanty gongolo. It lives on weeds and wattle gum and has a funny face. Its appetite is hearty and its manners are disgrace. Where first you come upon it, it will give you quite a scare. But when you look for it again, you find it isn't there. And unless you call it softly, it will stay away and mop. So try, try anti-wanty gongolo. It trembles if you tickle it or tread upon its toes. It is not an early riser, but it has a snobbish nose. If you sneer at it or scold it, it will scuttle off in shame. But it purrs and purrs quite proudly if you call it by its name and offer it some sandwiches of sealing wax and soap. So try, try anti-wanty gongolo. But of course, you haven't seen it, and I truthfully confess that I haven't seen it either, and I don't know its address, for there isn't such an insect, though there really might have been if the trees and grass were purple and the sky was bottle green. It's just a little joke of mine which you all forgive, I hope. Oh, try, try anti-wanty gongolo. This poem is written by C.J. Dennis. Let us now study this poem in detail. So now the poet says that there is a very funny insect that you do not often spy. That means he says that he has seen a very funny insect that you do not often spy. That means we do not see or notice such type of insect or try to see it in detail. There are small children who try to see small flies. They try to touch them, they try to notice them, but he says that there is a funny insect that he has seen and that people do not often try to spy or see it carefully. He says that it isn't quite a spider and it isn't quite a fly. So he's saying that it is not either like a spider or not like a fly. Okay, so the poet says that it is something like a beetle and a little like a bee. So he says that this insect is somewhat like a beetle. Now what is beetle? You all can see on your screen on the top. Okay, so that insect is known as a beetle. So the poet says that this insect is somewhat like a beetle and a little like a bee. So it is a mixture of a beetle and a bee. So it is like somewhat like a beetle and a little like a bee, but nothing like a woolly grub. Now what is woolly grub? Woolly means what? A small soft insect that crawls. Okay, so for example, woolly grub or woolly is nothing but a worm. Yes, earthworm. So it is, the poet says that it is nothing like a woolly grub. Okay, grub means a small insect that is born, and it is very soft. So the poet says that this insect is nothing like a woolly grub that climbs upon a tree. The poet says that its name is quite a hard one. That means the name of this insect is quite hard. But you all learn it soon. That means you will learn it soon, I hope. So let us try, 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 anti, wanty, try, anti, wanty, gongolobe. In the next stanza of the poem, the poet says that it lives on weeds and wattle gum and has a funny face. So the poet says that this insect lives on weeds and wattle gum. So what are weeds and wattle gums? These are the plants which are grown. These are plants that are known as unwanted plants which are grown anywhere and anyhow. So this insect eats this weeds and wattle gums, and it also has a very funny face. Also, the poet says that its appetite is hearty and its manners are disgrace. That means his appetite means eating type, or what how he eats his food. That means he eats a lot of food, and its manners a disgrace. That means he is not having good manners, or he is not behaving in a good way. Poet says that when first you come upon it, it will give you quite a scare. That means the poet says that when you first look at this insect, you will get a little scared. Okay, you will not be able to look at this insect. You will get a bit scared from this insect. But when you look for it again, you find it isn't there. So when we get scared of something, we look away from it. Yes or no? So first when you see this insect, you will get scared and you will look away. But when you will start looking at it again, you will not find it on its place. So the poet says that, and unless you call it softly, it will stay away and mock. So first, when we look at it, we'll get scared, and as we get scared, we look away. And again, when we try to search for this insect, it will not be able to seem to us. And in order to see this animal, we need to call it softly, or else it will stay away from us and mob. That means it will be very sad and stay away. Again, the poet says that let us try to call out the name of this insect, and the poet has break down the words in small parts. So once we break down the words in small parts, we are able to read the word very easily. So let us try, try, anti-wanty, try, anti-wanty, gonglobe. Let us now study the next stanza of the poem. The poet says that it trembles or it gets afraid if you tickle it or tread upon its toes. So here the poet is saying that if this insect gets afraid if you tickle or try to touch it or tread. Tread means what? To stamp or walk on its toes. So this insect gets afraid of all these things, and it is not an early riser. That means this insect doesn't get up early. It is not a early riser, but it has a sunnibish nose. Sunnibish nose means what? A turned nose. The poet says that if you sneer at it or scold it, it will scuttle off in shame. That means if you sneer, that means if you tease this insect or scold it, it will scuttle. Scuttle means run off in shame. It doesn't likes it. And if you try to tease him or try to scold it, it will run off in shame. It feels shameful of all these things, but it purrs and purrs quite proudly if you call it by its name. What is purrs and purrs? Purrs and purrs is a sound that is made by a animal. So which animal does make this a sound of purrs? So cat makes sound of purrs. So this insect also purrs and purrs. That means it also makes sound quite proudly if you call it by its name. So the poet says that and offer it some sandwiches which are made up of sealing wax. It is a type of wax which is used as a seal on any type of a document, and soap. So here the poet says that try to offer it some sandwiches which are made up of sealing wax and soap. It will get happy. So let us now try to call out its name. Try, try anti-wanty, try anti-wanty gongolobe. Let us now see the last stanza of this poem. Here the poet says that, but of course you haven't seen it, and I truthfully confess that I haven't seen it either, and I don't have its address. So now here the poet is saying that I know that you must have not seen this insect anywhere. And also he is now confessing, that means he is telling that he also has not seen this insect. So till now the poet was describing this insect. So now how it is possible that he is saying that he has also not seen this insect, and I don't know its address also. I don't know anything about this insect. The poet is now saying that for there isn't such an insect, though there really might have been if the trees and grasses were purple and the sky was bottle green. So now the poet is saying that there is no such type of insect anywhere. And if even though if the such type of insect is there, it will be only there if the trees and grasses were in purple color and the sky was in bottle green color. So now here the poet is confusing us, yes or no? Till now he was describing about the insect, he was telling about the insect, and now he is telling that there is no such type of insect, and if this type of insect is there, it will be only if the grass and trees are in purple color and sky is in bottle green color. Now the poet is saying that it's just a little joke of mine which you will forgive, I hope. So till now the poet was joking with us. That means there is no such type of insect. He was just joking with us and spreading happiness to us by telling us about a insect which doesn't exist at all. And he's saying that I know I was joking and I know you will forgive me, I hope. So this was a fun little poem that is been given to us by our poet, and he says that he was doing a little joke, so he was spreading happiness. We also try to joke with our friends, but these jokes should make others happy. It should not harm others and it should spread happiness. So we should keep all these things in mind. So let us try to say the name of this insect again. Yes, so let us try. Try, try anti-wanty, try anti-wanty gonglobe. Thank you, dear students.